Hi folks, welcome back. So we did another poll and it was really successful. I'm just going to refresh my channel dashboard page and just check. I don't think there is any doubt, but just in case I will let you know. Right, so I'm looking at it now and we have had 126 votes and 44% won with Hanna Karlzon Seasons, which I'm really pleased about, because if you watched my colouring pages from last month, you'll know that I did, let me just move this out the way, you'll know that I did a rescue page and it was this one, and I'm thrilled with how it turned out. I really am. So, and because I'd fluffed this page up and hadn't come back to it, I've not coloured anything else in here. So Christmas pages in Seasons. We're not going to have much longer to be doing Christmas pages, are we? Which is sad. I've really enjoyed it. So I have selected this double page spread. This double page spread of intense bravery, people. Yes, I'm going to need to be very brave. We don't have any light sources in this image other than the gorgeous little stars. Now, I think I might try and do a sky like I did here, and that takes quite a bit of layering in this book. So I've got my piece of card behind this page, and I've got my plastic sheet here, which is an inking sheet, and it works brilliantly for swap them over. Works brilliantly for protecting your pages. So what I did on the other page was I went straight in with the Neo Colour 2s. And it messed it up quite badly, but with layering it seemed to work, so I'm not quite sure how best to approach it at the minute. So let's have a look at some of the colours that I've chosen. So I'll bring you in and then I'll tell you my exciting news. Okay, I think we're close enough. Yeah, we're massively close. I'll come out a little bit because I am never going to get you all in. There you go. So I've got a variant of pink, blues and a little bit of purple here. Sorry you couldn't see that, could you? So I've got, I'll have to bring them up because they're so teeny tiny. I've got sky blue, sorry about the sellotape, come on camera, you can do it. Sky blue. I've got periwinkle blue, which comes out like a gorgeous pale violet. I've got light cobalt blue. I've got pink. Try and keep you in camera. And I've got turquoise blue. And I've got light blue. And I just layered them up. So what I might try and do is, let's think about this. Well, how do I want to do it? Maybe the darker at the corners. So let's go in with this corner. Let me move my junk out the way. And I am going to go straight on the page. I normally don't, but as long as you are aware that I am going to be layering this up. That's my hair because I've just had a shower. Okay, so I'm going in with the blue sky, and I'm going to go in the corner. And I'm being brave. So I'm going to bring that in. I don't know, I'm just playing, to be fair. I'm going to go up this edge. And then we'll have to just layer over the top of it to get that smooth look. So you have to let it dry in between and then build the colours up. So that's what we'll do. So this is light blue going down. So I came home from work on Friday. We did our Colour in Heaven video, which was very exciting. It came very early, so it was nice, lovely to finish work early and come home and that be on the mat and be able to share it with you all. Okay, so that was light blue. I'm going to go in with my lighter colours. So I'm going in with light cobalt blue now. I'll build up the darkness later when I'm more confident about the colours. So I'm just going to bring that round up to our little mouse here. Yeah, So I came home and found that on the mat. And then I watched my Christmas movie. I watched the Nativity movie, which was hilariously funny. And I also watched, what else did I watch? What was it? The Grinch. Nice, happy, cheery film, but it was funny and it cheered me up. And then I slept yesterday, most of yesterday. I did. I went back to bed in the early afternoon, and I woke up at 4:30, 4:45, I think it was. 4:30, 4:45. And I then got up. Me and my husband had some tea. Then I went back to bed, and I woke up this morning at 6 o'clock. So I'd been in bed all day, and it was bliss. Okay, what I'm going to do is activate this now, making sure my water's... So I've just got my usual cheap brush that I love, and I'm just going to activate that, being really careful around my branches. And like I say, we will have to layer this up to get a nice smooth finish, but it'll work, I'm sure. Yes, so yesterday when I was up, I don't know, I was feeling a little low. I don't know why, because I'm so excited about Christmas and holidays, and I'm sitting there in my front room with my husband and not doing much, wallowing like you do, thinking about what I'm going to do that day and feeling very tired and grumpy. And I had an email came through, and it was a notification from Amazon to say that one of my lovely subscribers and friends, we've been emailing now for a few months, had thought of me and sent me a Amazon gift card for Christmas. When I opened it, I nearly fell off my chair. I'm not joking, people. I was just blown away. She'd sent me a £50 Amazon gift card for Christmas with a message saying spend it however my heart desired, and I burst into tears. I couldn't contain myself. My husband said, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" And when I told him, he couldn't get over it either. And I am so grateful and just bowled over that somebody would think enough of me to send me such a wonderful gift. And yeah, I can't thank you enough, Pandit. You are generous, lovely, and have become a really good friend. Although we've only been able to email, obviously we're in different countries, we have established a really good friendship, and it's just so wonderful that, you know, people think enough of me to do that. And she'd had terrible trouble. So I'm going to do the same. I'm taking the sky blue. She was trying to send me something via my Amazon wish list, but because I'm a bit of a doofus and I don't know about these things, oh gosh, that's not going to be good. Try and avoid that, folks. Yeah, and I don't really know about these things. I hadn't clicked the button that you need to release your address, so that sellers can send you items. So all, bless her heart, she was able to do was send me a gift card. I have since rectified that. I didn't know. I'm so naive with these things. Okay. I want to keep it consistent, so if I move the page over so you can see, we'll go with this blue down this side. That's really poor. I hope that blends out. It's because I'm trying to do it and keep you on camera, but that's my excuse. And yeah, so I've since rectified it because I'm an idiot. And so I'm thinking very carefully about how I'm going to spend that wonderful gift money that I've been sent. And I think I will wait until Christmas afternoon maybe and have a good browse on Amazon for what I haven't been brought, because I know my son has been looking at my Amazon wish list dreadful things to buy, because they, you know, they don't know about art supplies or what I would actually want. So I'm just coming up here with the sky blue, and yeah, it's looking awful. And my recommendation is to try and get the neos down as smooth as possible, not with scribble marks. But I will be going back over it, I just have to remember the order. So I'm going to come up here. I know you can barely see that, but yeah, so I know my son's been looking at my wish list for a Christmas gift for me. So I will treasure that moment when I get it, to order something very special, and it definitely will be art related and something I can bring to the channel. And it absolutely lifted my spirits. I was so buoyed by this present that I'm just going to activate that, just so that I know kind of what the colours are going to look like roughly, because it's only one coat. Yeah, I was really buoyed by this gift and just blown away by your response from the poll for our next colour along, and just so grateful for all of you. I have to say, I'm not being very cheery, am I? I will bring some humour to the video, I promise. This is the first time, I think, in my life, well it is, it's not a think, I know, that I have felt truly accepted for me, and I don't have to try and be anything different. This is me, and I'm just very, very grateful to all of you for that. It's been a wonderful experience, and I can only say I wish I'd have started it sooner. To have you all by my side is, yeah. Okay, let me cheer myself up. So, I've got another tale to tell you while I'm colouring this bit in, or painting this bit. My husband likes playing games, and I thought I was being really clever, and with the help of one of my students at school, I ordered the Star Wars, God, I can't even think of the name now, you know, the Star Wars game that we can play online for Xbox, and I ordered my husband that, number 2, because I knew he was playing it and I thought it was number 1. Well, anyway, I came downstairs. Amazon hadn't dispatched it yet, which was lucky, but I came downstairs to find my husband playing on a Star Wars game. And I said to him, "Oh, that looks good. What are you playing?" "Oh, Battlefront, that's what it's called. Star Wars Battlefront." He said, "I'm playing Battlefront 2. And I looked at him and I said, "Have you always had that game?" He said, "I had it since last Christmas when you brought it for me." I'm such an idiot. So I had to rush over to Amazon and see if I could cancel the order, because it's not cheap. It's $34.99. There he was, merrily playing on it. The Christmas present I brought him last year. So, just shows you the attention span that I've got. It is literally of a goldfish. Okay, now I'm thinking I'm going to bring in purple. So I'm going to bring in periwinkle blue. This will make a good blend between the two, and then we can bring the pinks in and go back to the blues. So I'm going around the little mouse. Yes, so I had to rethink what I was going to order my husband. And then obviously we've had a bit of shocking news in the UK, which is that we were going to have COVID rules relaxed for 5 days over Christmas so that we could see family, and you know, you were supposed to just create a bubble of 3 households, and they've gone back on that obviously because things are getting worse over here, and we now have to just have one family with us. So that makes it really difficult for my son, who obviously, or for my sons, who obviously have two sides of a family that they need to see. I'll just come up a bit further here. They've got obviously us, and then they've got my son's girlfriend's or fiance's family, which makes it really tough decision. So I've left it in their hands, and I've said, you know, you do what you need to do. We can't have it all, and hopefully we will, sometimes in the near future when this vaccine works, all be able to get together and enjoy life. Because they got engaged this year, bless them, and we haven't been able to go out and celebrate that, or, you know, so it's been tough. And I was devastated, as you can imagine, by the news, because they were going to come Christmas Eve. They were going to stay with us Christmas Eve to have Christmas Day with us, and then they were going to my future daughter-in-law's family for the rest of Christmas. And I was so excited and looking forward to it. But I'm not sure now, obviously, with the way things are. I'm going in now with the pink. What, you know, Christmas will look like, but it will be what it will be, you know. So I'm just putting pink in here, and don't forget, you know, this will be layered up. It's going to look a lot better than it does now, currently. Bit up there. But I don't ever show you doing this on my channel, because I do not use Neos like this. I always put them on my board. And when I mess this page up, on that other page, I'd put them directly on the page, so it's always made me wary of using them like that. But it worked when layered, so I thought that's how we'd give it a shot. So folks, what are we, 20th today? 4 more sleeps till Santa comes. What are your plans for Christmas? Who are you going to be spending it with? Can you mix, or are you in a category where you are not allowed to either? Let me know in the comments, because it'd be nice to know I'm not alone. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for all of us, isn't it? Okay. Right, let's activate that before we go any further, because with Neos, if you're not happy with it, like I say, once it's fully dry, can you see what I'm doing? Sorry. Once it's fully dry, we can go back in and change the colour, deepen it up, whatever we want. So I did hint heavily to my son from my Amazon wish list that I would like some watercolours. And I saw Dee Dee the other day doing, swatching those jelly gouache. They look amazing. So I've got this big thing now about getting watercolours, and so that I can bring you different media on the channel. So I quite like the look of that. That blends in really nicely. And just opens up the page a little bit, and that pink there should look really good with the green tree behind it. So that's gone on quite smooth, that bit. I like it. So there will be, hopefully people, there will be a wonderful Christmas haul video. And another of my lovely subscribers, I won't say her name because I'm not sure that she'd be comfortable with that at the minute. If you are, you know who you are, let me know if it's okay to mention you. Gave me a video suggestion which I thought was magical, and I will do. And that was to show you my best purchases for colouring from 2020. And so I thought maybe New Year's Eve I could put that up, because I'm not going to get any more supplies from 2020. So I thought that would be a really nice New Year's Eve video to put up. The best colouring supplies that I've purchased for 2020. And there'll be a lot because my colouring journey only started last year. So there'll be a lot I can choose from. Just checking the... yeah, it hasn't gone through the page. This paper takes it so well. And it is the English version. Which I know that people say the paper is not as good as the Dutch versions. But I'm not sure you're going to want to sit and watch me do this whole Neo background like this, but maybe if I just do activate this page with you, and then I can activate the other one off camera. What do you think? See what I mean? It goes really streaky and it will look hideous, but you just have to... I've put the colours down on my desk in order so I can go back in, and when the page is completely dry I will put those colours back in, layer it up so that it gets deeper and darker, and we can go in with those turquoises then and the darker blues. Wasn't giving me much water. Yeah, we can go in with the turquoises and the darker blues. There we go. Blend that out. Now I've got a bit more water coming out. Okay. Right, I'll leave that. Let's wipe off my brush. I'll just do that bit because my brush was a bit dry. There we go, that's better. Okay, right. Now, we need to go back at the top here. So if we move out a little bit, because it's quite tricky to get the whole page in. And then let's start at the top. So we'll go back to the sky blue. Got to be careful now because the page is wet. And I will do this top part, avoiding the trees. So this is sky blue. And then what I'm going to do, when I'm confident, and I've gone over these layers, I'll add that turquoise in. Over the top. Again, once it's dry. So just fill that in. Like that. I'll do the other page exactly the same, but I'll just stick to this one page for the minute. So just for the sake of sanity and the length of the video. Come down there a bit. Okay, then we went in, didn't we, with the light cobalt blue, so I'll go back over that. This is a very light colour. The reason I've put this on is because then I can blend in those turquoises and that over the top. And it should help just to give us a smoother background colour. So I'm just coming in here with that turquoise. Down here. I'll probably do those little teeny tiny bits with pencil to avoid it going all over the page. Okay, so that's our little mouth. Bring it down a little bit further here. Then I'm going to take the periwinkle, which I love this colour. It's delicious. And we'll put that in. And I will try to match it on the other page. So come around these gorgeous ornaments, which I have no idea yet how I'm going to colour. I'm thinking that, you know, that combination we use of Black Widows, the neither black nor blue. I loved black nor blue, neither blue nor green. I loved that. That might be quite nice for one of them. We can glitter it up. We can do what we like. Okay, so this is our periwinkle still going down to meet that cobalt turquoise. Light cobalt turquoise, wasn't it? There. Okay, then I'm going to take my pink and I'm going to bring that in. I'm not going to come too far down. And I'm rushing because of the video, but try and keep your... If you use the neo on its edge, look, you get a much smoother lay down, and then it helps when you activate it. Okay, that's met that pink, so that's quite nice. Okay, and then what I might do is go back in with the very light cobalt blue, because that's where I'll put my blend in my turquoises, my brighter colours. We'll keep that nice and upbeat and happy, folks. There. It looks hideous. But it won't. It won't. It won't. Okay. I've got those in order. I've kept them in order on my desk of how we've applied it to the page. I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to activate this and make sure that page looks the same. So I'll do exactly the same over there, and then we'll think about layering and building up the colours. Alright? Okay, I'll go off camera and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so page is completely dry. I've been out with my lovely dad for a cup of tea and a bit of Christmas shopping, and so we are completely dry. And you see how pale it is and how patchy it is. So this looks... it doesn't look organic enough. So I'm going to go back over with the colours where I think I need to blend it, and that's with the periwinkle and the pink. So I'm going to bring the periwinkle down further in some spots, some random spots, if you can see what I'm doing, and go back over it. So we layer that up and just kind of help to blend it in so it looks more organic than just thick lines on your page, if that makes sense to anyone. Okay, and they will blend in, but you just have to have a little bit more layering. So I'm going to go over that again with our pink and into the purple. Bring that up. Go back over the pink, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I get a smoother background. I might have a bit of pink come around here. It just kind of suddenly stops there, so I'll have a bit of pink in there, and I might bring it up into here like that, just so that and then take the periwinkle again and come into this blue. So I'm going to keep going over it, and then I want the corners to be darker, so I am going to start now putting in our darker blues. So this is light blue. It says light blue, but it's quite bright. So I'm going to mix it in with that purple. Move my page down. I've got a line there where my page was. A bit annoying. So that's light blue. I'm going to bring that up into the purple. And I think I'm probably going to fill that centre with... I don't like the blue. It's too... it's not... It just looks stark between the pink and the purple. So I'm probably going to bring that pink in there. Because, to me, it just looks odd. And I might put a few streaks of the purple in just to help blend it through, like that. A bit around there, and then so that's my pink and my periwinkle, and then I'm going back with the light blue, and I'm going to come into this corner. And we're going to try that. I'm going to put some blue over here into that periwinkle. And then I'm just going to keep playing. I hope you can pick this up because I've not zoomed in so close because I want you to see exactly what I'm doing. And I'm just going to keep layering these colours. I won't introduce anything new until I feel that there is more of a organic blend instead of it just looking like stop-start lines, if that makes sense. So I'll just I'll keep going, keep layering, letting it dry in between. And I do find if I let it dry naturally, the paper curls less. But we are going to colour over it, so it shouldn't matter too much. So like there's a very stark line there, if you can see. So I'm going to bring that purple in and just lightly go over that. And there. Bring the purple up here a little bit, just so that we get more of a natural blend. Does that make sense? I hope so. Right, I'll put those two together. Then we had that one, and then we've introduced that one. So let's give it a shot. Let me make sure my pen... There we are. I've got my water flowing. Okay, let's start in this pink. Now, as long as you let it dry in between thoroughly, this will layer up, and eventually what will happen is, you know, all those streaks, horrible streaks that we get with the Neos sometimes, excuse me, wheezy, they will disappear. But you just have to be patient, and fortunately this wonderful paper can take that. As long as it's dry in between, you really do have to ensure that it's dry. So I went for a lovely cup of tea with Dad, and we went to a garden centre just to get out, really, just to escape for a bit. And I did a bit of Christmas shopping, and I brought a beautiful Santa ornament. So I haven't got my decorations up yet because we've got to finish decorating our kitchen and our lounge. Oh, I am wheezy, excuse me. And then I'm just going to merge all those colours in, and then I'll come back and keep going over it with those colours until I feel like it's blended out and the background looks smooth instead of streaky, and that's given us a better transition between the colours. Yes, I brought this beautiful Father Christmas ornament. Oh, he's lovely. Got a little jingly bell on his hat, but he's a very traditional Father Christmas with a long white beard. He's carrying a sack. He's so cute. So I was thrilled to bits with that. Yeah, because I haven't even got my Christmas tree up yet because, like I say, we need to decorate. Try and get rid of that as best I can. And so I've been able to just take his tag off and put him on my windowsill so it looks a little bit Christmassy. Just going to get my water flowing again. I do find that you need quite a bit of water this way to dissolve the Neos, and this is probably why I prefer putting them on the board and painting it on rather than colouring it on. Okay, but that's beginning to, can you see what I mean? It's beginning to build up the colour, and eventually that will go smooth, and we'll cover any white of the paper up that causes that streaky look. Just going to take my time in here around these little bits. I mean, it's okay, you can colour over them providing the Neos are dissolved properly. You can colour over them, as you've seen, I'm sure, in my other videos. But this is quite good fun this way. It's risky, and I'm not used to taking risks, or I haven't been. Let me bring you in just a little bit closer so you can see more what's going on. So we are beginning now. I'm going to be careful because I don't want to pull the paper. We are beginning to get more of a saturated background instead of blotches. So I think what I've found is that it's just being patient with the paper, letting it dry in between, and then just keep going over it. and that way when it's dry you can see what blotches you've got, where the colours don't feel right, like I did just a minute ago, and you just play at building it up. I hope that makes sense. Until you're happy with the colours that you've got. But it's so much fun. And for me, for those of you that have followed my journey, you'll know that backgrounds were my Achilles heel. I hated them. And I would do something like this with Neos and think that's it, I've trashed the page. But as a novice, oh I'm so sorry, as a novice colourist it wouldn't occur to me to let the paper dry and go back over it. So I don't know how many of you out there have tried this and then thought, oh god, they're rubbish, and sort of scrapped the page that you were using. I'm sorry about that, I keep going off camera, it's because we've zoomed in. But yeah, just be patient. And even now on this second layer I don't like it, but I know, where are you? There you are. I know that we'll build the colour up and it will go. And we'll get the effect that I was looking for. So, you know, just, if I can be brave, folks, you can. So there we are. I'm not going to do, like I say, I'm not going to do the second page on camera, the background anyway, because you'll be sat here mind-numbingly bored. So, right, I'm just wiping my brush off. That's it activated. I think I've activated everything. Oh, I do apologise. Let's come out a bit further then now. So, I'm beginning to get the effect that I want. I'll just try and blend that bit out a bit more. But, like I say, don't play. I would look at this now. Don't play with the paper too much. I would look at this now in my early days and think, oh, that's rubbish, I'm getting rid of it. But just go with it. Let it dry completely in between, and then layer it up. So what I'm going to do is layer and layer and layer the colours we've got in the shapes that we've got now. Let it dry in between each stage, and then I'll come back to you when I feel satisfied with these colours. And it might be that I want to deepen the corners up or add some darker colours somewhere, but until it's fully dry and you see its full effect, it doesn't show up as well. So I'm going to allow it to dry, she says. Just want to blend that bit. I'm going to allow it all to dry, and that way then we can see the full effect of the where we need more blending, where we want darker colours, and then I'll meet back up with you. Alright folks, I'll see you in a second. Okay folks, it's now 7:05 at night, and I hate the way this page is turning out. I'm happy with how I've practiced for the tree to show you, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me what it is that I don't like about it. And it's the pink. I just think it's too stark against the blue and the purple. So I'm going to go over it with mauve. And this is a nice sort of halfway between the two. And I'm going to blend that in. And fingers crossed. Now don't worry about if your Neos go over your pine needles, because as you can see the polychromos went straight over the top, no problem at all. Which is why I got them out to practice, because I was beginning to think, do I abandon this video and start something new in this book because I hate it, or do I try and rescue it? And as we've been talking, talking about rescuing pages, I'm going to try. So I'm just going over it with this mauve, and hopefully that will give us a better transition in the background. I'm sorry I've spent so long on this background, but I think it's really important that people understand how long these things take, you know, waiting for pages to dry in between, and also that when something happens that you don't like, how do we correct it? What do we do? Do we shy away and close the book and never come back to it, or do we try and keep going? Now I'm going to go through this process with you in its entirety, because I think it's really important that you're able to see that mistakes happen. Things don't always turn out how you want them to. And in the worst case scenario, we can black the background out. But I really don't want to do that if I don't have to. So I'm going to try and bring this mauve into the purple. And I might even darken the blue up just so that there's let's see what happens. Anyway, might even darken the blue up, we'll see. But so like I said, don't worry about going over the pine needles. As long as the neos are dissolved, your pencil will go over the top. So I'm just going to see what happens. And I just kept looking at it and thinking, what is, you know, I was layering and layering and thinking, I just don't get it. What is wrong? And then had a break, went off, had a break, and came back and looked at it, and I thought, well, I know what it is. It's the pink is too pink, and yeah. So I thought, well, we'll give this a try. Like I say, I will continue this with you, regardless of how I rescue the background. Now this might look okay when I've done it. I might need to go over it a couple of times to make sure that that mauve blends in with the pink. But already I know it's going to take quite a bit of going over, and I'm not worried about the ornaments or anything, because I just want to show you. I'm just going to get some more water going. I just want to show you the process that I was going through. You know, like I say, I was so close to abandonment, and then I thought, no, this is really important that you lovely people see. Yeah, that not everything works out. So what do we do when that happens? You know, and it's common. It happens a lot. It's just that we don't get to see it on YouTube. So I'm going to blend that out. I can always go back over my pencil work, so I'm not fussed. And I have been a bit sloppy, but at that point, this is the there where I've gone over the bow, and that is the point that I think, right, that's it, not doing it, that's it, ditch it, because that's what I'm like, just getting the water flow going, or what I should say, that's what I used to be like. You know, I'm at a stage now where I think, you know, the worst comes to the worst, we'll put black on it, black acrylic or something over the top of it, anything, just don't give up on the page. So already I'm liking that better, because it looks like a much better transition between the blue and purple. Just going to bring that up. So, and there's when I've started to blend just a little bit before I came on camera, and I'm just gonna have to let it dry and go back over it. But what I'm going to do is show you the colours that I picked for the pine needles, so that we can carry on. But so that was mauve that I added instead of the pink. I put the pink down, and then I've gone over with mauve, and I will do that until I get rid of all the streakiness, but I'll have to let it dry at the moment. So if we come up to the top here, if I tip the camera up slightly and bring you in, you'll see just how dreadful it looks at the minute. But let me just do a few pine and show you that. I'll start again. I've got myself in a tiz because the page isn't working out properly, and it will. I just need to be calm. Okay, so we've got polychromos that I've said. We have got May Green. We have got, I'll bring them up in a minute, I'm just lining them up. I'll make sure that you can see them all. And, okay, so don't be intimidated by the amount of colours I've put. It's just to give us some differentiation in the branches. So I've got Chrome Oxide Green, chromium green opaque, permanent green, earth green and May green. And I'm going up here because that bit's still wet where I've just done it. So let's do this one in the... yeah, we'll do this one in the corner because I'm least likely to have to go back in again. Okay, so I'm taking the darkest one, which is our chrome oxide green. I'm just going to put some... see how well they go over the neos? I'm just going to randomly place them, this colour, into some of the insides of these pine needles, but leaving others out. And that's just so we can add contrast in. Do you see? So we can just add contrasting colours. So my husband went to, because I told you we were decorating, he went to our local DIY shop earlier and he's come back with a nearly 7-foot Christmas tree, live one. You never guess how much he paid for it, you're not going to believe it. This is now permanent green olive, and I'm going to do the same with that. Pick some base bits out. Yeah, you're never going to guess how much he paid for this Christmas tree. Yeah, it was £1. £1. 5 days before Christmas, and it's a 7-foot Christmas tree. Now I normally have a fake one that we use every year, which is gorgeous. It's a really big bushy one, but because we were decorating and things, we just haven't got round to it, and work and me being tired. So this tree is absolutely gorgeous. So sorry, next one is chromium green opaque. Absolutely gorgeous. And when he came home I said, how much was that? And he looked at me and he said, you don't want to know. And I said, oh come on, how much was it? So we're putting it in the stand together and I'm giving it water and that, and he still hadn't told me. So I said, right, come on, I want to know how much it was. And he says, £1. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And no, it genuinely was. They were selling them off. So I could have had one in every room of the house if I wanted. But yeah, I know, it's absolutely gorgeous and it smells beautiful. So this is how I'm doing it. I'm just randomly, all I'm doing is keeping the darkest colours to the inside of the leaf. Or the needle, should I say. And then I'm the lighter colours towards the ends. And it just gives us a really nice contrast. There. I'm going to put a little bit of the earth green in there. It's a bit all too May green. There's a little bit up there. Yeah, and that's how I produce that one. So I don't want to carry on because I am going to have to fix this background. So let me come out so you can see the whole thing. I'll move you over slightly. So that's what it's looking like now. Now it's got the purple over it, and it'll get deeper as I put that, sorry, the mauve over it, and it'll get deeper. So I'm going to keep going. I don't think the paper's going to take too much more messing, so I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to colour my pine needles in, and then we'll meet back up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I haven't fluffed up a page. Alright lovely people, fingers crossed, I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, I'm much happier with how it's turning out now. I'll still keep working on the blend, but I've used that lilac instead, and that's a much better blend. So I've just been working on the trees with these colours that we used, and I'm just going to keep doing that until I've coloured all those branches. I've just put up the last clip section to have a look, to start, you know, sort of editing and stuff. And I'm a bit concerned about how long the video is going to be. So I think for tonight, peeps, I'm going to let the page dry naturally so that I can try and do a final coat to smooth things over tomorrow. But when you see the colours start to come on it, when you're colouring over it, I'm not sure that I'm going to need to do too much more. I quite like the colours much better now I've blended that lilac in, and I quite like the shabby look of it in the background. But I might change my mind. There's options, isn't there? I'm not disappointed anymore. I'm glad I carried on. I hope you like the page the way it's turning out. I think it was really important for me to show you that things go wrong, and it's so tempting just to jack it in and say, I've fluffed that up, I'm not carrying on. And when in actual fact, with a little bit more time and patience, I mean, it's taken me all day coming to and fro, to get anywhere near where I felt half happy with it. I still feel it's blotchy, but one more coat, I think, and I think I'll be there. But like I say, the blotchiness is quite nice. And as you see, like this green going down of the trees, the background is going to be less predominant, if that makes sense. So hopefully the mice, the candy canes and all the other things will pop into the forefront of our image, and will take away any of that shabbiness that I had, that fear that I've got that it looks shoddy. And like I say, we haven't finished. I'll keep working, but I am much happier with taking out that paler pink. I think the purples and the blues work much nicer together. So I really hope that you like it, and that you've been able to see that my message here is, yeah, I fluffed up. I will never ever paint putting Neos down again, because it's just too hard. I will always use my palette board. I just don't like, when you use the palette board, they go down so smooth and beautifully. So I'm not going to fall for this one again. It was good fun to start with, but I won't do that again. But I hope you like the way it's turning out, and you feel that you might be able to follow along with me, because I don't know how many more Christmas pages we'll get in, my lovely people. Okay, so I am going to say goodnight. Let me get it back in shot. Let's come out. Oh, I can't come out, I'd have to lift you up. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going. I like this blue up here. I like it. I just want to smooth it out a bit, but maybe I just need to stop being so fussy and just to finish the page. Anyway, I'm going to let you go for this evening. I will, before we meet up again, possibly tomorrow, I will have finished the trees, and then we'll meet up and do whatever. I don't know. I've only got to do one candy cane with you. I don't know whether we'll want the mice looking all the same, but we'll see. Alright, lovely people, I'll let you go. I'm just rambling because I'm fearful that you're not going to like it. Alright, until we meet again tomorrow, hopefully, take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you again then. Night night.